Hey everyone, it's Bobby from Decoding here, and today I'm going to show you a Django React app that uses HashConnect to connect your HashPack wallet. Let's have a look. Okay, so you'll notice in today's video I'll be flicking between a whole bunch of tabs. It's because we're going to be covering a lot of ground. The links to those pages and the URLs and what have you are in the description below. So whilst you're down there, drop me a like and a comment. Click the bell and subscribe and everything else that you need to do. It really helps this channel trying to grow it. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. So HashConnect. What we want to do is connect our HashPack wallet or other Hedera wallet to our application. I'm focusing on HashPack today using HashConnect. We want to connect it so that we can approve transactions and what have you. We don't want to give out our private key, obviously. I'll give anyone access to our wallet. So the way we get around that is we use this app called HashConnect that will allow us to connect a wallet without the need to give our private key. Don't need to go through the ins and outs and the guts of how that works. It just works, right? So this is the page. So it's hashpack.app/hashconnect. Click on View Docs and it will take you to an npm page. And it will tell you, well, actually, you can just install it there as a node module. But it'll also give you a link there. You see that? GitHub. It takes you to the GitHub page, which has a README file, which will go through everything you need. It's got a demo there. It gives you everything about the usage, installation, how to initialize it, the setup, the methods, and everything else. Now, I'm not necessarily a front-end guy, so quite difficult for me to wire this up unless there's a vanilla Java package or SDKs and things like that. So I've bootstrapped it, a couple of projects. So this isn't all my work that I'm going to show you today. I'm going to give you a couple of shout outs. So I use this chap here, it's J-Cool. He's got 109 subscribers, so give him some love, visit his channel, subscribe. But you can see he's focusing a lot of his efforts these days on HashConnect and dApps and things like that, right? So really good stuff. I've gone on his GitHub, cloned down some of his projects and integrated into this app. So this isn't all my work. I'm not taking credit for it, but I have, before I say what I've done, let me just show you another project. I have actually done something. There's another project, so there's Bryan done. He's got a few more subscribers, but again, show him some love. Great videos. He's got this Django React authentication app that I've hijacked. Not using all of it, just using the basics so that we can actually create an app and make see it working rather than just in a text editor. So, cheers, mate. Thanks for the app. But what have I done with it? Well, I have wrapped up those two apps. I've sprinkled a bit of my application on there, adjusted the Django code, I've Dockerized it, I'm using the Hedera Python Java SDK wrapper, and it's all enclosed and Dockerized in a Docker container, so you can just clone it down, have it up and running in no time at all. So that's where I've kind of helped out there. And this is all done in Python, using Python code, using the Java wrapper. So there's a shout out for you. So there's Bryan Dunn, there's J-Cool. Take a look at their channels and subscribe and click bells. Good content, really good content. So there you go, there you shout out. So this is the this is my repository. Let me shut down some of these other bits because we don't need them anymore. Right, okay, so there's HashConnect. This here is my HashPack test wallet. Okay, so we're going to need that. I'm going to use this for me to connect. Yeah, have I got any connected? Yeah, there we go, we've got one in there. Let's take that out. We don't need any of that. Like I say, this is my test account. So when I get the string, the connecting string, I use that and I'll connect there. So what you want to do is you want to go to this repository. It's in Bobby Decoding. The link to this is in the description below. Again, drop me a like, comment, all that good fun stuff. HashConnect_Django. This is the project. We pushed it up there a couple of days ago. We are just going to follow through this README file and get it all loaded up locally, get it running and see if we can connect a wallet. So this project is being developed to help you implement HashConnect in a Django React project. Okay, this is a Dockerized app that uses the following stack: Hedera Java SDK with a Python wrapper, Django Web Framework, React, HashConnect. There's all links here. They'll take you through to all the docs. If you've got a bit of time reading there, a bit of time to go through them, by all means go through. No, I built this project based on these tutorials, right? Okay, so these are links to those other guys' GitHub repositories and their YouTube channels. So please just show them some love. Prerequisites: you need some Hedera credentials. So you need to visit here, which is portal, let me open it up, portal.hedera.com, I believe. Yeah, there you go. This is it. Get yourself signed up, get yourself some testnet credentials. You need them. And then what else do we need? We need Docker and Docker Compose locally. We need a HashPack Wallet, testnet, and you need a Gmail and app password. I wasn't going to add that. It's all part of the, like I said, I bootstrapped somebody else's application. It does need a Gmail and an app password to make that app work, and I haven't got all the hours in the world to do these videos, so I've just left it in there. So small price to pay. Don't hate me. Okay, so we need to clone down this repo. I do have an SSH key on my GitHub account. I do have a GitHub account, obviously, so I can use the SSH command. If you don't have a GitHub account and you're going to struggle with all of this, what you can do is click on the little green button here, zip it down, extract the files, you got the project, right? So if you haven't got an account, don't worry. I do get that in the comments a little bit where these commands don't work. Well, they don't work because you're not configured in the same way as I am. But I always use the SSH command, this little period at the end, this little full stop at the end. What it does, that clones it down into the repository that your VS Code or text editor or IDE is classing as their root directory. So I've got a VS Code instance open here. You can see I'm in HashConnect. Is that big enough for you? That's like them apples. There we go. Right, terminal. Open up a new terminal down the bottom here. You can see I'm in users Bobby development demos HashConnect. Right, okay, that's my root. So if I now, oh, I don't want that. Something I was doing earlier. If you're new to this channel, you realise that I do not edit my videos, so if it's a bit clunky, I do apologise, but that's my style. That's what I do. Okay, let's do this. Let's go VS Code. Drop that in there. It'll ask me for a passphrase because my SSH key is protected with a passphrase, and there we have it. Okay. Got a project in HashConnect. We've got backend, which is Django. We've got a front end, which is React. Got an env template. Get ignore file. That tells me, when we're pushing up, tells you not what to push or what not to push. Got a Docker Compose file. This is what's doing all the magic when it's constructing the images. And you've got a README file, which we're looking on GitHub now. Do you know what? Normally I have a little preview. So if you're in VS Code, you can click this here and it will show you what it looks like as markdown language. Do you know what? Let's do that. Going to click back to GitHub, but there's no point. Right, so this is what it looks like in GitHub anyway. We just got to this point. Environment variable secrets. Okay, what we need in each of the applications are a bunch of env files. This is where we store secrets and certain configurations to make the apps work correctly. Now I've got some templates. All you need to do is copy those templates into a file called .env. You can do it manually, copy, file, and then change the name, or you can use these commands. These will work on Windows, won't work on Mac. I think it's CP instead of copy. But you need to be in HashConnect, the root directory, because we're copying this one. Then we're CDing into the back end and we're making a static directory and what have you, right? Press enter. Okay, so in back end we should now have a static file, happy days. We've got an env file. Front end, we should have an env file there. No, here we go. That, right, happy days. So we've done that. Okay, so update the new env files in the back end with operator ID and operator key. These are from, I want to say HashPack is not, it's Hedera, so portal.hedera. These are your operator ID and operator keys, essentially your account ID and your private key. Okay, you need them and you need to save them in backend.env. Okay, so this is the, don't worry about all of this. Oh, actually do worry about all of it. Like, you've got a secret key there. I mean, you change it to anything at this point. It doesn't really matter. Just if this was a production Django site, this is what constructs some of the encoding and stuff and passwords, in my view. You don't want to be giving that out. But in dev, don't worry about it. Do not reply email address. Okay. There is a link in the README file of how to get one of those. Okay. You just have a Google account. You have to set up SSH keys and follow that tutorial that I've got a link to here, and you'll have one set up in no time at all. So you need the operator ID, the operator key, the do not reply email address. For me, that's bobby@decoding.com, and then a Google app password. I'm going to freeze the video right here. I'm going to add all of that, save it, and come out the file so you can't see it. So one sec. Right, all done. Now we're good. We're good. Right, we're recording again. I've done that before when I've recorded a video. I've gone on for 20 minutes and realised I didn't unpause it and had to restart. So I've added all my bits and pieces to this file here. Obviously, I'm not going to open it because you'll see what my bits and pieces. Oh, I thought I just did it then. So you know, this is the template, right? So yeah, that's what it did look like, and I've now changed it. So close that. Where are we? Fire up Docker. So now we've done that. If you look in front end, if you look in the env, it's just got the local host 8000. That's the when React makes a call to the back end or anything like that. This is the URL that it's using. Right? Okay, so we don't need to do anything there. I think this file here also, there we go. So this is already configured. You don't need to mess around with any of the other env files. You just need to fire up Docker. So I've used this command here. Right. Okay. You can see here that I'm in HashConnect /front end. It's not going to work in there because we want to be in the same directory as Docker Compose. So we'll go cd back one, and then we will go Docker Compose. Hang on. Again, as clunky as ever here. There we go. This is CLS. There we go. Docker Compose up the build. Now you must have Docker running on your local machine. Okay, let me just pause the video. You can see, you might not be able to see, but I've got Docker Desktop. Get it up and running. You need the daemon up and running for this to work. So let me pause it. I'll get mine up and running. Okay, this is what you're looking for. Docker Desktop. You can see I currently haven't got any containers up and running, which is worrying because I thought I did, but never mind. Right, so this is what we're looking for. It's up and running. When I run that same command again, so CLS, that one in there. Docker Compose up the build. It should now go ahead and start building. So what it's doing, I won't pause it. What it's doing is running through these commands in Docker Compose. You can see here I've got a PG, so PostgreSQL database running, PG admin, so you can access the database. We've got React app. These are all little containers that work within the Docker, overall Docker container. And they're calling the code that sits within these Docker files. Now those Docker files are pulling from images. So they're kind of self-made or pre-made little images with all of that, like Python gubbins and what have you. So you then kind of add your bespoke bits and pieces, and then you've got a new image that's up and running in the container that runs the Django app, React app, PG admin, PostgreSQL, and things like that. Now you could also have Redis, Celery. This isn't that fancy pants, but that's basically what it's doing. It's you can see it's going through this and doing a pip install. If you understand Python and Django, it's installing a whole bunch of packages that it needs. Now when it's running the React app, in React we've got these package JSON files and package lock JSON. You can see here that we've got in the dependencies, we've got HashConnect. So if you're wondering how HashConnect is being installed, that's what it's doing. It's essentially, it's installing the node module via the package JSON. So when we're firing up React, it's going, right, okay, it's installing everything. Okay, so that's what's going on. Let me pause it until it's done. It could be a couple more minutes. Once it's drawn down and added all of these images to the cache and stuff, it's a lot more quicker, but the first time you do it, it'll take a few seconds or minutes. 1 second. Okay, this is always the moment of truth when you see this. There we go, look, we've got daemon driver file programming external connectivity endpoint HashPack. Right, okay, port 5050 is already in use. I know why that is. You know when I had Docker Desktop up and running and it said there was no containers? There is, it just wasn't showing them. So I think what it's doing is it's, for some reason, there's something going on with Docker. Let me pause it. I'm going to rectify that. You won't have this issue. I just have loads of projects running in Docker. It's no dramas. 1 sec. Yeah, lo and behold, I did have some containers. So this is my kind of my day job and bits and pieces in here. HashConnect, you can see is now in there with its 4 containers, but it's orange is saying not running. Okay, but in the desktop you have the option. You stop it, pause it, restart. Let's click restart. Okay, that should kick off. If you look at this now, it starts like running and restarting stuff. Okay, so the database is up and running. If you look in here, it should say look, it's ready and accepting connections. That's all good. You probably can't read that, it's quite small. I appreciate that, but it is what it is. The Django app, happy days. It's done what it needs to do. I was expecting to see some migrations in there. It should have an endpoint. If it's not working, I do apologize. Let's have a little look, see. Yeah, it's calling the endpoint. For somebody who's not liking it, I don't know what it is. We'll do that manually. It's not a problem. Let's do that now, right? So, yeah, it's going to CLI. Can you see that? It's probably pretty small. But if you're going to CLI, what about if I zoom in a bit? How's like that? Right, okay. Oh, it's not going to let me. Python. No, it's not. Let's just do it like this. Sorry about that. Right, so what I'm doing is Python manage.py make migrations. What I'll do, I'll just go ahead and create migration files if required. Python manage migration files is kind of a Django or Python file which details the database schema that needs to be migrated to the PostgreSQL database. So let's migrate that schema into the PostgreSQL. That's what I was expecting to see. So you will have to go through that step. I'll add it to README file. Don't worry. For some reason it didn't work. It's there now. Right. Okay. So that's all good. Just double check. What else is in the entry points file? Is there collect static as well? So it's supposed to run this code here, right? It could have been because it was waiting for the PG admin to be up and running. Never mind. Look, it is what it is. You didn't watch this video to watch me messing around coding. Okay. So we're up and running. All of this is good. Now we should, if we go back to the README file, that should, so we can now access the app. So we can access the database here, local 5050, and don't worry about that for this tutorial. The web app is running on localhost 8000. The built-in admin page can be found on localhost 8000. For 770. I need to change the README file. It's not. Is that right? Hold the phone. What are we doing here? What it is, I've put the wrong port numbers on there. One sec. Let's have a look. What's this? It's running on 3000. It's running on 3000. So if we go incognito and go localhost 3000, auth system. That's what I was expecting. So what's running on 8000 is the back end, okay? So essentially it's the Django REST framework, right? So when you visit it, it does not rendering anything to the web page, so you're getting an error screen. But this is basically the app, okay? So, and again, this is the Brinch app on YouTube. So he designed this. This isn't mine doing. Mine look very different to this, but I haven't got all the time in the world to make this look pretty. So we have this. Thank you very much. You got homepage. You got a sign up page. Let's sign up. So, Bobby Stearman. What have we got? Is that right? And then if we click register, there we go. Don't know if we got any errors. There we go, it worked. So I'll get an email in a little while. So in the background, the reason we've got a Google app password and a Google email in there is because when I signed up, we're using the built-in auth stuff. So on sign up, it triggers an email. It gets sent via Google Mail. In this case, I will have an email sent to bobby@decoding.com saying, welcome to the auth app. I've switched off verification, so it's not like you've got to verify your account, hence the reason we can sign straight in. We're authenticated. We're in the application. Now, some, like dApps, they don't even have this process. You just connect your app, and that is, in effect, your account. It's kind of a hybrid thing. Authenticate, and now we can pair this user, Bobby Stearman, or Bobby@decoding.com, we can now pair a wallet. Okay? So where's my mouse? There it is. Right. If I click that, it will then call some JavaScript that's in the React app, and it will create, and it uses the node module for HashConnect to create a pairing string. So if I click that, it creates this. Oh, that's great. That is creates this pairing string. Now, if I click pair wallet, I think that will then pop up with my HashPack Wallet, but I don't want that because that's my live HashPack Wallet. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to take that string, and I want to go here, which is my testnet, let's see if it works. Okay, so dapp, connect app, parent string, paste it in there. Big tick. So this is, it knows this is dig code in HashConnect. So this is all built into the application, okay? So we're trying to connect with a pairing string to a HashPack Wallet. Click approve. Now if we look in dApps, happy days. If we go back to the incognito screen, here, you can see now we've got the wallet address. Okay, the account number. It worked. Worked first time. This is brilliant. A little bit clunky, as are my videos, but I know you like it, so click the thumbs up, drop me a comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you'd like to see in the next video. This only connects a wallet. You can now, once it's connected, there's a whole bunch of methods that HashConnect have about approving transactions, authentication, all this other fancy pants stuff. So yeah, drop in the comments anything you'd like to see in a future video. Hopefully this will be of interest to you. I mean, if you're a Python developer, if you work in Django and you do a lot of Django, DRF, React app type scenarios, this is right up your street. One day we'll have the Python SDK, so we don't need to use the wrapper or any fancy Docker containers to get you up and running, but this isn't too bad, right? So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. All the links are in the description below. Catch you in the next video. Bye.